Shalom Israel. Did you know the Hebrew calendar is a lunar solar calendar, which depends on both the moon and the sun? The months of the Hebrew calendar are based on the appearance of the new moon. So the new year actually begins in the Hebrew month of Nisan, which is our March. That will be anywhere between the mid to end of March going into April. This is actually when the new year began, and also when spring begins. At the same time, Passover is in the same month. Rosh Hashanah or Rosh Hashanah is the new year, and this begins in March or in the month of Nisan. And Yah spoke to Moses, and to Aaron in the land of Mizraim or Egypt, saying, "This month is the beginning of months. For you, it is the first month of the year for you." How do we know the first month is actually Nisan? In the first month, which is the month of Nisan. So if we celebrate the Passover at the beginning of the new year, which is in Nisan, how do we know that the new year is in spring? Guard the month of Abib and perform the Passover to Yah, your Elohim, for in the month of Abib, Yah, your Elohim, brought you out of Mizraim by night. Abib meaning in the month of spring. So whether the scripture is reading in the month of Nisan or if it's reading in the month of Abib, it's basically saying in the month of March or in the time of month of spring. So this shows us that Pesach or Passover is at the beginning of the year, the first month, which we know is in the time of or the month of Abib, springtime. So the beginning of the year or the new year starts in spring. Spring is the new year, not January, according to the lunar solar calendar. So we are approaching the new year, which means we have to get ready for Pesach or Passover, Israel. So what day does Passover begin? In the first month, on the 14th day of the month. And they shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted in fire, with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. They shall eat it. And we know now that also depends on the phase of the moon. Following the night of the Passover, we must also keep the festival of unleavened bread for 7 days. For 7 days, no leaven is to be found in your houses. So to prepare for Pesach or Passover, you must get rid of all things in your cabinets that contain leaven. Okay, that will be in part 2.